I love how the day I upload my last video, that's when Kendrick Lamar decides to drop. I mean, a lot has happened in the past, like, week already when it comes to just music. And I really was planning on just waiting till the end of the month again to talk about all this shit. But look, for one, I know that video would have been an hour long. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't know how long this beef is going to go on for, but shit's gotten crazy. Kendrick Lamar finally drops his response to Drake's song Push Ups. I don't think I'm going to spend a whole lot of time on it because I'm just going to be repeating everything that you've already heard. And when it came to Euphoria dropping, I saw a bunch of people who at that time were saying, it's over. Drake is done. He can't do anything. And yeah, those people were pretty fucking ignorant. I think there's two things in particular that really do make this song as great of a diss track as it is. Number one being the energy. I thought I knew hate. You know, I thought I experienced hate. Like, I've experienced a lot of hate in my life, but the amount of disdain that this man Kendrick Lamar has for Drake, it makes everyone who's hated on me in my life look like a fucking worm. And the second thing that I think really makes this song is just also the amount of quotables in this song. There's a lot of great bars in this track as well. One of my favorite lines from the song has to be when he says, fuck all that push and pee, let me see you push a T. But I think hands down my favorite one, it's the one when he says, when you stand next to Sexy Red, I believe you see two bad bitches. I've never laughed more hysterically at the thought of Drake and Sexy Red standing right next to each other, and Drake feeling like he's a bad bitch. I mean, shit, I feel that way too. Like, but I don't gotta stand next to Sexy Red to feel like a bad bitch. You know what I mean? What's something about this track that isn't good or great? The only kind of complaints I have about this song, I feel like are kind of minuscule. The first one really just being the part where he talks about the actor in the film AI, who is also the kid from Sixth Sense, which I'll say that bar on its own is a great bar, but motherfucker got the name wrong. I think the only other complaint that I would have is, and it's not really a complaint either, but like, I think the beat could have been just a little bit better. And I wouldn't have had that issue if I didn't hear a version of, like a fan-made version of Euphoria, but they put the instrumental to Hood by Air by Playboy Cardi on it.
I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak this.
So Euphoria came out on a Tuesday, and then 3 days later, this man Kendrick Lamar drops another song. This time on his Instagram, called 616 in LA, which was cool. A timestamp record from Kendrick Lamar instead of Drake. This song to me, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think this might be the weakest out of all the Kendrick Lamar tracks that he has put out for this whole beef. One of my main complaints when it came to Tailor Made Freestyle was that the entire purpose of the track was to play mind games and to essentially just say hurry up. That's kind of what this track was too, but the difference between Tailor Made and 616 in LA is that the mind games that Kendrick Lamar plays on Drake in this track is, I'm sorry, it's better than what the mind games Drake tried to do on Tailor Made Freestyle. When it came to 616 in LA, him just saying that, hey, you should be aware of the fact that you have a mole in the OVO camp, which I think is a very interesting way of doing the whole mind games thing. And definitely after the way things have been going this whole week, it makes sense. And I thought, you know, on Friday, I thought we were done. Drake's probably not going to respond for like a fucking week. I don't know. But that night, Drake drops the track Family Matters. I think there's aspects of the song that I like, but I don't think it's that amazing of a diss. This was essentially Drake's nuke, because on the song, the big revelation of Family Matters is that Kendrick Lamar not only has beat his wife, which I know like there were rumors like a long time ago about that. There hasn't been any word since on if that is true. The other revelation is that one of Kendrick Lamar's children is not even his, and it's Dave Freeze, which I don't recall how close Dave Free is with Kendrick Lamar. Some people said it was his manager, some people say that it was something else, but like apparently one of Kendrick Lamar's kids isn't even his. Which my biggest complaint when it comes to Family Matters is not so much the information that is revealed in the track, it's more so how it's presented. It's kind of just thrown at you. I will say this about the song though, I do like how the first portion of Family Matters was just the end of push-ups. I thought that was really cool. I will say I think that the music video as well was pretty cool, how he crushes the Good Kid Mad City van. I have a problem with the second portion, with it just being push-ups again, where Drake is still going after all these other people, which I was okay with it on push-ups because it felt necessary. With push-ups, you had disses from Future, Metro Boomin, Rick Ross. Well, not really a diss, but yeah, he had a diss from Rick Ross, The Weeknd, A$AP. You had fucking 6 people. The way it came across in push-ups was that, yes, Drake had a problem with all these people calling him out. So he does, but his main target is Kendrick Lamar. You're still showing those people attention, so are they still a problem? Which they shouldn't be at this point, because no one outside of Kendrick Lamar and Rick Ross responded to push-ups. The third portion I thought was kind of just okay. I don't mean I don't want to make this sound like I'm hating on Drake. I still think Family Matters is a decent track on its own, but it could have been stronger as a diss. I was out at dinner when he dropped Family Matters, and I'm still out. And 30 minutes later, this man Kendrick Lamar drops Meet the Grams. And at that moment when I saw the notification that Kendrick Lamar dropped Meet the Grams, 30 fucking minutes after Drake drops Family Matters, when I saw that notification, I was like, it's done. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually having a fun-ish time listening to Family Matters in the car. And when I get home and listen to Meet the Grams, I'm just stuck. Like,
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest. It takes a man to be a man. Your dad is not responsive.
I think probably one of the great things about Meet the Grams is, and I'll say this, I'm not like the biggest fan of reaction videos, but I am a fan when it comes to shit that's like this. And I wish I recorded my fucking reaction to this song. What makes those videos great to watch is the fucking horror in people's eyes when they're listening to this song. When it came to my reaction to this song, I did something that I'd never do in a song. I've never, based off first reaction, I've never done this to a song where I had to stop the song after the first line. The moment he said, Dear Adonis, I stopped playing the song and I got up and I did a lap around the room and I said, there's no fucking way. What I think makes Meet the Grams so great is that this is a whole deconstruction of Drake as an individual. And it's great how he uses each family member and where they have been both the cause and the effect of Drake's life and career. So with the first portion, Kendrick Lamar is talking about Adonis. He's essentially fathering Adonis in this verse. And then we get to the second verse where he's talking to both of of Drake's parents. It's obviously very empathetic towards his mom. He's even calling his dad a horrible fucking person. His dad being one of the reasons why Drake is who he is today. The way he also segues in this verse from his parents to the big revelation in that verse is great. Essentially, he's just saying, Sandra, sit down, because you're going to have to hear what I have to say. Essentially saying that Drake is a PDF file. But not just Drake, but people in OVO are on payroll and are PDF files. When this whole thing started, I thought to myself, okay, Drake is still going to be a superstar. He's still going to be one of the biggest. Drake is still going to be one of the biggest artists in the fucking world, and Kendrick Lamar will remain one of the greatest artists, one of the greatest rappers of all time. And now, with all this information, I don't want to call it, but like someone is going to be looked at differently. And then at the end, when he's just essentially warning not just LeBron, Curry, but like essentially anyone who has a daughter or sister, essentially, to stay the fuck away from Drake. Like, this whole track alone feels absolutely disgusting. Like it makes me feel like I have to take a shower just talking about this song. Like, it's that fucking it makes you feel uncomfortable. And then you get into the third verse where Kendrick essentially Pusha T's Drake again. Drake is hiding a daughter from the world. You know, outside of the PDF file allegations, I think even if you removed it, I think this probably, like, if you were to just have the daughter shit alone, this makes Story of a Deedon look like child's play. The kid is supposedly only 11 years old. When it comes to cleaning up the situation, Drake's team has not done a good job. Their only thing has been Drake coming out with a picture of himself on his story saying, I don't have a daughter. And then people in OVO going to TMZ saying, oh, Drake does not have a daughter. But then you don't have any sort of like response when it comes to the PDF file allegations. When it comes to all the allegations that are being spat out by both artists, you know, I can't just take word. I need receipts. With Drake on Family Matters, when he said that, oh, ceases and desist, that's for pussies, we have a receipt now. Metro Boomin literally tweeted the fucking cease and desist. Essentially, we're playing a game right now of who is the liar. But I guess kind of wrapping up this song, because I've spent already so much time talking about it. The fourth verse, where Kendrick is essentially talking to Drake. It's a perfect recap of everything that we just went through in the song. You know, continuing on the narrative of calling Drake a master manipulator and calling Drake a horrible fucking person and a fucking liar. Saying he lied about, you know, ghostwriters, he lied about his surgery, he lied about his son, he lied about his daughter. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but in this song, doesn't Kendrick also allude to the fact that there are possibly more children in like the part when he's talking about you, where he's just saying you lied. If there are receipts, if there is evidence saying that Drake has a daughter, I'm going to feel so fucking bad for this poor girl. Not only did your father reject you when you were a child, your father is still rejecting you at the age of 11. The difference between this, I feel like, and Adonis was that Adonis was still like a baby. Adonis was a baby. So Drake had time to course correct to be a father to this child that Pusha T just let out into the world. In 7 years, she will be 18 years old. She will probably resent Drake, and it's going to make Drake look like one of the worst fucking fathers. Let's just say, in the case of that, everything Kendrick Lamar is saying is not true. It doesn't make sense to me with this track because the amount of care and attention that this track has, like, he planned this shit out. That's why I've been talking about this song for so long, because you can hear the attention that this song was given. I thought it was over. I thought Kendrick Lamar claimed victory. And then the next day he decides to drop Not Like Us. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is probably one of the biggest flexes I think Kendrick Lamar is taking right now. It's so funny to me how Kendrick Lamar has a hit on his record right now with Not Like Us, and it's a song about how Drake is a PDF file. That's pretty much all I'm gonna say about the song. And yeah, as of recording this last night, Drake drops The Heart Part 6. Having your track named The Heart Part 6, I think was actually kind of clever. I'm really conflicted on this track. Not because of what Drake says, but because I'm conflicted on if this is the worst track in the entire diss battle. To me, The Heart Part 6 felt more like more damage control. So you have a song here where Drake is essentially responding to everything that is said on Meet the Grams, and it could not look more fake. Since Meet the Grams, everybody kind of... I've never seen more of a divide against Drake in my entire life. Some of his hardcore fans, like... How do I put it? They have his $5 footlong down their fucking esophaguses. And the amount of, like, insane, like, excuses that you're making up for your artist is crazy to me. The OV hoes have essentially been painting this whole narrative, not just primarily on Twitter, but like also on like TikTok and other platforms, saying that the mole in Drake's camp is actually just spreading misinformation. Drake really got him. Drake addressing all these allegations on The Heart Part 6, he pretty much says everything that his fan base has been saying on Twitter. And it could just be me hearing that narrative so fucking much throughout the past few days, but it to me it just sounds like he just saw that narrative that his fan base is pushing and just decided to go with it. Like, his fan base made that track. I'm gonna say it once again. Where's the evidence? Because without this evidence, it really does make you look more like you're doing damage control. And I think there's multiple ways you could have easily put out this evidence. You could have just put it out in your social media posts that you have just been making like all fucking the entire fucking time. The man couldn't even take one post to put like a fucking text message that was given to Kendrick Lamar saying that Drake has a daughter. Instead of just having your affiliate go to TMZ and deny the claims of a daughter, why not give TMZ that proof? Why not make your cover to The Heart Part 6, instead of a comment from Dave Free putting up hearts, instead of that, why wouldn't you just make it a text message, an email, or something? Shit, even a fucking phone call. The other reason why I don't believe this whole narrative that his fan base has been making is that, why give your opponent ammo? As a matter of fact, if you actually did spread misinformation to Kendrick Lamar, why didn't you just make it something lighter? In the case of if you did spread misinformation to Kendrick Lamar, and Meet the Grams was essentially an entire lie, if this was the case, I guess you did a good job at it. Right now, the song that people are playing the most right now is a song about how you are a PDF file. Like, okay, like, congratulations. Everybody thinks that you're a PDF file. If you're going to spread misinformation to your opponent, why would you make it about being a PDF? Of course, on this track, that's not the only claim that Drake makes. And of course, he doubles down on the claims that he made on Family Matters, but also he pulls what I'm going to call an R. Kelly in this situation. The line that he says is essentially him going, if I was a PDF file, why didn't I get caught? I feel like anyone who has been accused of that, and they've made that statement before. Essentially, at the end of this track, Drake throws in the white flag and kind of just surrenders to everybody. Question remains, is this beef truly over? I'm not going to be surprised if either or respond going further, but I don't think Drake's going to respond. The way Drake kind of made the end of this track sound was that he was done. Like, it's over. But, I mean, I don't know. We will just have to see. I think this whole beef, it's coming. I don't think it's closed, but I think we're coming to a close. And we will just have to see where this goes going forward. The winners at the end of the day, there's 3 winners when it comes to this whole beef. I think those winners at the end of the day are J. Cole. I think Metro Boomin won this beef because he dropped his new beat, BBL Drizzy. And then the other winner is Yuno Miles. That motherfucker really dropped a bomb on when he was spitting on BBL Drizzy.
That BBL shit. Hey, Drake, why you lose to a nigga? Sure. Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Drake.